Welcome to Football Scientific. I'm Aaron Sarter. I'm a writer for Last Word on Sports. I cover the Buffalo Bills and the NFL. Also, I'm a writer for CFLNewsHub.com. I cover the Hamilton Ticats of the CFL, who have recently decided to change some of their features. Not that it'll matter to me that much, as long as we keep the waggle, boop, which is forward motion, which makes it pretty cool. Also, 3-down football. I really like 3-down football. A lot of people don't, but I do. Okay. Today, we're going to go through our NFL episode. We're going to review the NFL Week 3. We're going to talk about our power rankings. We're going to hit up some current transaction issues. There's been some movement in the NAL and IFL. And then the CFL, of course, is getting ready for Week 17. So, should be an exciting time for everything. So, let's talk about some football. But first, I want to introduce my co-host, Tyler the Tiger. Tyler the Tiger, ready to go? Back from vacation. Feeling good. I ate a gazelle. I pulled him right down out of the grasslands and ate him. Yep, I ate a live gazelle. It's pretty yummy. Pretty yummy. What's it taste like? It tastes like raw meat, I guess. Raw meat. Do you like raw meat? Not really. Not really. But I gotta do it once a year. To show him my tiger still. It's just my tiger, street cred. I gotta eat one gazelle a year. Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, let's get to some football news. Let's break it down. Okay, let's break it down. All right, so first, New York Giants have made a lot of moves in terms of personnel recently. It's been a crazy 24 hours for the New York Giants. They lost their third game in a row. They're 0-3. It looks like Brian Dable may be getting fired soon, probably after this week if they lose again. They're making all these adjustments to their personnel, and then he'll be next to go. New York Giants running back Tyrone Tracy Jr. is sidelined for 2 to 4 weeks with a dislocated shoulder. That means running back 1 now for New York Giants is Cam Scatabo, which is probably good for them. Scatabo's been looking pretty good. And RB2, running back 2, is veteran running back Devin Singletary. Okay, if you remember him from the Buffalo days, he was there with them. He's decent. Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Mike Evans is going to be out with a hamstring injury once again. 7 consecutive seasons where he had a hamstring issue. He may have some training issues, man. It looks like with the hamstring, he's going to be out at least 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, he's going to be out at least 2 to 3 weeks. 7th year in a row, he's had a hamstring injury to shorten his season. Tennessee Titans head coach Brian Callahan. I saw some people very excited on Last Word on Sports. It sounded like he got fired because, Mike Gundy got fired from Oklahoma State. And they're like, well, someone else got fired. Not true. Brian Callahan didn't get fired, but he's lost his, he's been told, I guess, he's relinquishing his game day play calling job, so he's not going to call offensive plays anymore. He's giving that to his quarterback coach, Powe. Okay, so, that's the first step of firing is you start losing, your jobs, and then you have to fire an OC or a DC, which would probably be Powe Hardegree. And then he gets fired the next year. So that's usually the progression of firing a head coach in the NFL. New York Giants, quarterback 1 is now Jackson Dart officially. Quarterback 2, Russell Wilson, has been demoted. And that's one reason why Brian Dable is now on the block, man. Jackson Dart's in there. He didn't want to change, but they made the change without him. And now Jackson Dart becomes out and owns it. You really had no win situation for Brian Dable because he didn't want Jackson Dart starting. So if Jackson Dart wins, it makes him look bad. If Jackson Dart loses, it means Brian Dable's done. So pretty much Brian Dable's done, yo. Washington Commanders, wide receiver Terry McLaurin is doubtful for this week. He has a quad injury. I hope he can play because he's on my fantasy team. At least got to win this week. But if he can't play, he can't play. We got to have him for the whole season, Houston Texans have released safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Yeah, he is signed on for $6.5 million. It sounded like there's going to be a good deal, and then injury, and then he's done. Okay, New York Jets linebacker Quincy Williams has been placed on the IR. He's got a shoulder injury. He's going to miss at least 4 games. He's on the IR. He's out automatic 4 games. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they signed 449-pound nose tackle Desmond Watson from Florida. He's under a practice squad. Remember, he played at Florida the last couple of years. They kind of use him as a fullback occasionally. He's a huge guy, man, real fat. Tampa Bay drafted him late in the round, but then they kind of cut him from training camp. Let's add him back. If they could figure out to use him as a nose guard, he'd be pretty good. It'd be like back in the day, the Green Bay Packers in the late 90s had this monster nose guard that looked like a tank. He was just a big fat dude, and he was a great nose guard for them. And I think that this Desmond Watson could do the same thing for Tampa Bay if they want to use him that way. San Francisco 49ers, they've worked out Shiloh Sanders today. Looking at him as a defensive back, they need to fill some gaps, you know. All right, so that's the roster movement. Here's a rundown of last week's games. Week 3 in NFL, Thursday night, we had Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills get together. What happened? Well, you know, Tua Tagovailoa came out and threw for 146 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They had 130 yards rushing, which is more expected than to have. The Ali Robinson guy came in and really looked good. Achane struggled. Tyreek Hill scored a touchdown. Jalen Waddle scored a touchdown. And they competed really well against the Buffalo Bills, but in the fourth quarter, Buffalo pulled away 28-21 and then 31-21 after an awesome interception by Terrell Bernard at linebacker. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen went threw for 203 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He has not thrown interceptions so far this season. 158 rushing yards, roughly 1 touchdown. James Cook is cooking, okay? Buffalo wins 31-21 to go to 3-0. Miami Dolphins are 0-3, and now they're saying they go 0-4, they're going to fire Mike McDaniel. Happy to see it. Goodbye, Mike McDaniel. Your little vape pen. Sunday, we had the Indianapolis Colts travel to the Tennessee Titans. Daniel Jones came up for the Colts, and he threw for 228 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Jonathan Taylor came out and had 17 runs for 102 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Michael Pittman had 6 catches for 73 yards, and he caught the 1 touchdown from Daniel Jones. It's a good offensive day for the Colts. Very efficient. Tennessee Titans quarterback Cam Ward, 219 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Running back Tony Pollard had 16 runs, 45 yards, and a touchdown. And then their tight end, Eric Ayomin had 4 catches, 38 yards. They tried to throw the ball 7 times to Kevin Ridley. He only caught 1 for 7 yards. And Brian Callahan was, expressed his anger about that. The Colts won 41-20. They are 3-0, and the Titans are 0-3. Okay, Pittsburgh Steelers traveled to New England. Aaron Rodgers came out and threw for 139 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jalen Warren ran for 18 carries for 47 yards. Calvin Austin at receiver caught 3 passes, 51 yards, and a touchdown. Nothing awesome for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're just very consistent right now, and consistently wins games down the road. So in the NFL, consistency is gonna win you some games. New England Patriots came in. They just thought that Miami win. Quarterback Drake May threw for 268 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Ouch. Travion Henderson is emerging as the top running back for the Patriots. He had 11 runs for 28 yards. That's not good. Tight end Hunter Henry, 8 catches for 90 yards. He was their top weapon, which if you can't run the ball, you're not going to beat the Steelers, man. They're based on running the ball and stopping the run. Steelers win 21-14 to go to 2-1. New England Patriots are 1-2. New York Jets face Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tyrod Taylor stepped in for Justin Fields, who got a concussion from Buffalo 2 weeks ago. Tyrod Taylor threw for 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Running back Braylon Allen ran the ball 6 times for 30 yards. Good average, but they just didn't run him very often. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson had 10 catches for 84 yards, 1 touchdown. That's a big day for Garrett Wilson, but not explosive day. Just a lot of catches. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield at home, threw for 233 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That's a clean day. Running back Bucky Irving, he 25 runs, 66 yards, no touchdowns, no fumbles. And then Mike Evans, who's out now with a hamstring, 4 catches, 33 yards. He was their best receiver. That's not good, Tampa. But, I mean, they make it work. Defense is good. Baker Mayfield's managing the game. They're making it work. Las Vegas Raiders at Washington Commanders. Quarterback Geno Smith for the Raiders went threw for 289 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a clean game. Ashton Jeanty, 17 rushes for 63 yards, no touchdowns, no fumbles. Wide receiver Trey Tucker had 8 catches for 145 yards and 3 touchdowns. Boom, he's all touchdowns from Geno Smith. Pretty good showing by the Raiders. Washington Commanders had to start quarterback Marcus Mariota. He went 207 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Boom. Running back Jeremy McNichols had 4 runs, 78 yards, and 1 touchdown. And Luke McCaffrey stepped up for Washington Commanders and had 3 catches for 56 yards, 1 touchdown. Overall, not an explosive day by Washington, but good enough to win the game. Very clean by Marcus Mariota, and they win 41-24 at home against Las Vegas. They're 2-1. Las Vegas is 1-2. Los Angeles Rams traveled to Philly, trying to knock them off. They've lost 3 times in a row to Philly. Quarterback Matt Stafford came out and threw for 196 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception, 1 costly interception. Running back Kyron Williams ran the ball for 20 yards for 20 times for 99 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Wide receiver Puka Nacua, who has to probably be the top receiver in the NFL in fantasy football, 11 catches, 112 yards, no touchdowns. They had 4 quarterback sacks. Philadelphia Eagles, quarterback Jalen Hurts threw for 226 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. It's a real clean game by him. Running back Saquon Barkley only had 46 yards on 18 carries. They pretty much got shut down by the Rams defense. Wide receiver A.J. Brown blew up and had 5 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown. They only had 1 sack. Pretty tough game, but down the stretch, the Rams fell apart. They threw an interception to lose the game to the Eagles. Their defense can't stop the Eagles. It was a shootout. Eagles win 31-26. That's trouble for the Rams. They keep losing over and over to the Eagles. Boom. Atlanta Falcons travel to Carolina Panthers. Atlanta Falcons came in 1-1, feeling pretty good about themselves. Quarterback Michael Penix Jr. Threw for 172 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Ouch. That's not the way you want to start the game there. Running back Bijan Robinson had 13 carries for 72 yards, solid. Wide receiver Drake London had 5 catches for 55 yards. On the Carolina side, Bryce Young threw for 121 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, so not much better. Actually, much worse, but no turnover, which is huge. Running back Chuba Hubbard. I don't think you're supposed to call him Chuba Hubbard, but I do anyway. 17 runs, 73 yards, no touchdowns, no fumbles. Wide receiver Ted McMillan, 3 catches, 98 yards, 0 touchdowns. That's most of Bryce Young's yards. So what happened here? Atlanta just didn't play well, man. Michael Penix Jr. threw 2 interceptions. He gave up points, and Carolina wins 30-0. That's a surprising blowout, considering Carolina's been 0-2 and feeling horrible. Atlanta's 1-1 feeling good, and now 30-0. Boo. That's why yesterday Atlanta fired a bunch of people. Okay. Boom. Cincinnati Bengals at Minnesota Vikings. Speaking of firing people, Cincinnati Bengals. Jake Browning came into the game. Threw for 140 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Doesn't sound good. Running back Samaje Perine ran the ball for 4 times for 21 yards. Ouch! 21 rushing yards, y'all. That's your leading rusher. Tight end Drew Sample, 2 catches for 20 yards. This is bad. These are bad numbers for the Bengals. And Drake Browning threw the 2 picks, giving up 2 defensive touchdowns. Yeah, they're not going to win. Minnesota Vikings. Quarterback Carson Wentz started there for the Vikings, 173 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's a clean game. Running back Jordan Mason ran the ball 16 times for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's awesome. Tight end T.J. Hawkinson had 5 catches, 49 yards, and a touchdown. They had 4 sacks. And Vikings beat the Bengals 42-10. Ouch. That's the most lopsided loss ever for the Bengals. And that says a lot. The Bengals have had their times where they've been quite poor. All right, Houston Texans, the Jacksonville Jaguars. C.J. Stroud from Houston. Houston really should win this game. They're a better team. They're very talented. Quarterback C.J. Stroud came in, threw for 204 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. You can imagine what's going to happen here. That's been the theme of the day, 2 interceptions. And it's over. Running back Nick Chubb ran the ball for 9 times for 38 yards. That doesn't sound good. Right receiver Nico Collins had 8 catches for 140 yards and a touchdown, and 1 touchdown for C.J. Stroud. Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence threw for 204 yards, which is crazy. It's the same number of yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. That's a match. Running back Travis Etienne had 16 carries, 56 yards, 1 touchdown. That's slightly more. Wide receiver Brandon Smith Jr., whatever his name is, 6 catches, 61 yards, 0 touchdowns. So, this is really an even game. Who won the game? Really, I think no one won the game. But the Jacksonville Jaguars rushing touchdown decided the winner of this game. Jacksonville wins 17-10 over the Texans. Texans are 0-3. Jacksonville's 2-1. They're right there with the Colts. Houston was supposed to win that division. It does not appear to be the case right now. But it's early. Green Bay Packers travel to Cleveland to face the Browns. Should be academic. Should have beat the Browns. Jordan Love comes out, 183 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Okay. Running back Josh Jacobs comes out, 16 carries, 30 yards. Ouch. Wide receiver, tight end, really, John Fitzpatrick, 2 catches for 12 yards, 1 touchdown. These are horrible numbers for the Packers, who's really missing Tucker Kraft at tight end. He was out this week. Cleveland Browns, Joe Flacco, threw for 142 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Running back Quinshawn Judkins, 18 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown. That's huge. Tight end David Njoku, 5 catches, 40 yards. The difference in this game is Quinshawn Judkins running the ball 18 times for 94 yards. He has fresh legs because he didn't do camp because he was too busy trying not to get arrested. Cleveland wins this game with a blocked field goal, setting up a game-winning field goal. Cleveland wins 13-10 over the Packers, upsetting what I thought was the best team in the NFC. And they might be, but they got beat by the Browns. Ouch. Okay, Denver Broncos at LA Chargers. Broncos coming off that bad loss to Indianapolis Colts. Chargers are 3-0, 2-0. I foreshadowed there. They're 3-0 now. Quarterback Bo Nix threw for 153 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Running back J.K. Dobbins, 11 runs, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Wide receiver Cortland Sutherland, 6 catches, 118 yards, 1 touchdown. That's solid numbers from Denver. That's solid, man. LA Chargers, quarterback Justin Herbert, 300 yards passing. That's pretty darn good. That's next level. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Running back Omarion Hampton carrying the whole load for the first time in his career. 19 carries, 70 yards, 1 touchdown, solid. Keenan Allen came out, 7 catches, 65 yards, and a touchdown. Boom, Justin Herbert was the difference in this game and won the game 23-20 over the Broncos. Chargers are 3-0. The Broncos are 1-2. New Orleans Saints went into Seattle, and for the first time, the Saints looked like everyone expected them to, a.k.a. bad. Quarterback Spencer Rattler came out and went and threw for 218 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Ouch. Running back Alvin Kamara, 18 carries for 42 yards. That's not good because he's an explosive runner. He's just not putting up numbers right now. Tight end Jack Stoll, 2 catches, 21 yards, and a touchdown to your leading receiver. That's a bad sign. Seattle Seahawks. Quarterback Sam Darnold, who was on my fantasy team, and paid off for me, throwing 18 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kenneth Walker, 16 carries, 38 yards, 2 touchdowns, so good in the short yardage, not huge numbers, rushing though. And wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba, 5 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown. Overall, the Seahawks played a much better game than New Orleans did, and they win 44-13. That's a blowout. They're 2-1, and New Orleans is 0-3. Get ready for Buffalo next week. Let's go, Buffalo. Okay, Arizona Cardinals at San Francisco 49ers. Huge game in the NFC West. 49ers are all beat up. Great opportunity for the Cardinals to get a win in the West. Quarterback Kyler Murray came out and threw for 159 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Not great, but not bad. Running back Trey Benson. James Cook blew his Achilles tendon in this game. Trey Benson ran the ball 10 times for 42 yards, 0 touchdowns. That's bad. Tight end Trey McBride, 5 catches, 43 yards, 1 touchdown was the leading receiver. That's real bad when you have all the receivers. Trey McBride having a check down all day, pretty much. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Mac Jones for the second week in a row. Impressed people, turned 84 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And it's not Mac Jones, it's that this offense is so easy to run for quarterbacks. That's why Brock Purdy has been awesome, got a payday. Mac Jones has been a nice quarterback, get a payday off Kyle Shanahan's West Coast offense. It's an easy system to run for quarterbacks. Running back Christian McCaffrey, 17 yards, 52 yards, 17 carries, 52 yards, nothing world shaking. Ricky Pearsall was the top receiver for the 49ers, 8 catches, 117 yards. This is a very close game, battling out. Both teams avoided making a big mistake. But in the end, San Francisco wins the game 16-15. In San Francisco, they're 3-0. Arizona Cardinals are 2-1. That's huge for the 49ers who have all these injuries they're dealing with. Dallas Cowboys at Chicago Bears. Dallas coming off the big win over the Giants. The Bears 0-2. Dak Prescott came out and threw for 251 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions at Soldier Field. That's a bad situation. Running back Javonte Williams ran the ball 10 times for 78 yards. Pretty good day. Wide receiver George Pickens, 5 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown. And the big thing for the Cowboys is CeeDee Lamb went down for a high ankle sprain. Is going to be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks. That's real bad. Chicago Bears, Caleb Smith 298 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's his best game ever, I believe, in the NFL. Running back DeAndre Swift, 13 carries, 33 yards. And wide receiver Luther Burden had a big day, 3 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. So 4 touchdowns. Caleb Smith, he finally looks like someone that is worth watching as a quarterback. I guess Ben Johnson is helping him. Kansas City Chiefs, New York Giants played the Sunday night game. Patrick Mahomes came out and threw for 224 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Running back Kareem Hunt ran for 10 runs for 34 yards, 1 touchdown. Wide receiver Tyquan Thomas, 5 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Solid day from the Chiefs. Quarterback Russell Wilson came out and threw for 160 yards, but had 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, which is huge. That's why he's gone. That's why Jackson Dart's getting a start. Running back Cam Scatterboo, 10 carries, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. Not eye-catching, but effective. And wide receiver Darius Slayton, 4 catches, 30 yards. Nothing world-changing there. But we had to change the quarterback. With Russell Wilson being knocked out by that game, and Jackson Dart moving up to the QB1 spot. Okay, Monday Night Football, Detroit Lions, Baltimore Ravens, huge game. Some people feel that would be a Super Bowl matchup, which could be, but probably not. The Ravens are struggling pretty hard right now. Probably Buffalo and Detroit would be a pretty cool matchup. That'd be a really cool Super Bowl. Quarterback Jared Goff came out and threw for 202 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, didn't make any big mistakes. Running back David Montgomery had 12 carries for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's crazy. Wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. Torching the Ravens defense that's supposed to be really good. Torching them. Quarterback Lamar Jackson threw for 288 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a clean game by him. Running back Derrick Henry, 12 carries, 50 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble. That cost them the game. Again, tight end Mark Andrews, 6 catches, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Once again, it's your tight end, your top receiver in your offense. You're checking down a lot. It's not going well, okay? You mean your big guys are not getting open on the outside. All right, so that's the rundown of all the games. So then we get to our AFC Powe rankings. To buzz through these after week 3. It's early in the season, so this stuff will change a lot. Number 1, Buffalo Bills, 3-0. Boom. Number 2, LA Chargers, 3-0. Boom. Number 3, Indianapolis Colts, 3-0. Boom. Got it. Those teams look good right now. Indianapolis looks like the weakest of the 3, which is why they're at number 3. Number 4, Pittsburgh Steelers. They look a good 2-1 team to me. Boom. They're number 4. Number 5, Cincinnati Bengals. I'm just torn. They beat the Jaguars. They've beaten some people. They got smacked by Minnesota, but they're in the NFC. So I still got Cincinnati number 5 and 2-1. I think they'll bounce back this week. Number 6, Jacksonville Jaguars are 2-1. Number 7, Kansas City Chiefs are 1-2. Number 8, Baltimore Ravens, the biggest disappointment in the league so far, is 1-2. Denver Broncos are 1-2. I mean, they're pretty disappointing too. Number 10, New England Patriots are 1-2. Cleveland Browns are 1-2. Number 11, number 12, Las Vegas Raiders are 1-2. Number 13, Houston Texans are 0-3. They're the best 0-3 team in the league. Number 14, Tennessee Titans are 0-3. Number 15, Miami Dolphins are 0-3. Number 16, New York Jets are 0-3. So I had Denver at 9, New England at 10, Cleveland at 11, Las Vegas Raiders at 12, Houston at 13, Tennessee Titans at 14, Miami Dolphins at 15, New York Jets at 16. Craziness. Boom. NFC Power Rankings. Number 1, until they get beat, Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. They're 3-0. Boom. They're number 1. They're pulling away from the crowd, too. Number 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers keep getting last-second wins. They're not convincing to be the best in the league, but they are consistent at winning those close games. That's huge for making a Super Bowl run. Tampa Bay's number 2 in the NFC. Number 3, San Francisco 49ers, with all their injuries, keep finding ways to win games, which is just showing a lot of perseverance and stuff. Persistence and both P words, I guess. And I got San Francisco as number 3 at 3-0. Number 4, LA Rams. Let's keep coming up short against the Eagles. They can beat everyone else, but they lose to the Eagles every time. So they're doing 1. They got them number 4. Number 5, Minnesota Vikings. I did not expect the explosion on the Bengals, but I can kind of see it coming. The Bengals played very poorly. Vikings win, and they're 2-1. I got them at number 5. Detroit Lions. They picked up a huge win against the Ravens, but the Ravens are kind of crashing right now. So I'm not convinced by the Detroit Lions' victory. They're one of the best teams in the league right now, but they are in the running. They're number 6 at 2-1. Number 7 Green Bay Packers got smacked by Cleveland Browns. That's the biggest upset of the week, probably the biggest upset of the year. Honestly, they should have beat the Browns, but they did not. They're number 7 and they're 2-1. Number 8 Seattle Seahawks are 2-1 and they're number 8. Number 9 Washington Commanders dealing with their injury situation. They're 2-1. They're number 9. Arizona Cardinals, no reasons to not win every game. Honestly, weak schedule, great receivers. Don't throw to them. They're 2-1 and they're number 10 in NFC. This is no way they're not winning. I just can't say they're great if they're not winning. Number 11, Chicago Bears are 1-2. They're the best 1-2 team in the league in the NFC right now. Number 12, Carolina Panthers smacked the Falcons out of nowhere. Hard to say where that came from. They're 1-2. Number 13, Dallas Cowboys. Probably are the most solid team out of this, but it's inconsistent, and injuries are mounting up for them. Number 14, Atlanta Falcons are now 1-2. They got smacked by Minnesota, so they're at 14. They can't be near the top, guys. Number 15, New Orleans Saints are 0-3. New York Giants are 0-3. And that's what we're looking at. They're number 16. Saints are number 15. Okay, I'll go through those in a short also. And then some other odds and ends. CFL, some roster moves made for Week 17. Montreal Alouettes added from the practice roster American defensive lineman MJ Sherman. And they moved to the practice roster American DB Don Callis and national wide receiver Kasim Ferdinand. Edmonton Elks signed American wide receiver TJ Luther. They moved to the semi-injured list global linebacker Etiva Malga Clements. And they released American wide receiver J.J. Jones. That was the Edmonton Elks. BC Lions released American defensive line Kamoko Toure. He's gone. Okay, then we got some NFL news, NAL news. NAL, Steven Shotsky has been named to be a special assistant to the NAL commissioner. 2 teams got added to the NAL that left AF1. They're welcoming the Southwest Kansas Storm to the NAL, and they're welcoming the Salina Liberty from the AF1. Coming to the NAL. I'm going to have to check those games out. I got the Evergreen thing. I can watch them and then see what those teams are about. Yeah, A+. Good. Tucson Sugar Skulls in the IFL have named head coach Rayshawn King. He was their head coach, their D coordinator for the last 2 years. Now he's their head coach. So they've announced that. And then Vegas Nighthawks re-signed defensive back James Caesar. And they rebuilt that IFL National Championship team. So that is the news in all these leagues. We've got our AFC, NFC power rankings. I'm going to put shorts together over that. Hope you had a great time. I had a great time reviewing all these NFL games and breaking these things down and breaking it all down. CFL, getting fired up for Week 17. So it should be a good time had by y'all. Remember, check out Last Word on Sports for all the NFL news and other sports too, and Buffalo Bills articles from me. CFLNewsHub.com. Check out my Hamilton Podcast articles and other articles. There's a lot of articles about the changes being made to the CFL by the commissioner next year. So look out for that. And then if you like the channel, like the video and you subscribe to the channel. Keep it going. We got another subscriber. I got 3 subscribers this last weekend without making any videos. So we're moving our way up. Things are expanding. It's going pretty good. Okay. Football Scientific for tonight is now over, Rover.